Hello, guys. I know the game just started, but Ellie is very excited to say hi to the stream. She's a little bit bored today, apparently, so she really wanted to come say hi and get some love and just get some attention. So, just a quick hello from Ellie before we get into this TVZ. As you can see, she is just loving her life right now. Yeah? Oh, yes. There you go. Oh, big head scratches. Big head scratches. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah, you're having a good time. I don't know why. Just having a great time. All right. So we kick this off, and we do have apparently a proxy going on. Okay, I literally only just looked at the game. I assumed we'd be fine. Never mind. There's a proxy going on. Aggression is coming, and our push forward. Oh, the triple bunker as well. We've seen this a couple times lately. Triple bunker wall in, and Dark is going to be able to see that now. Well, this is very difficult to stop because you can't really get a wraparound on those bunkers at all. So this is going to be bunkers all getting up. And the Rotron and a couple of drones, couple of queens from Dark on the way as well. So all of that coming through the extractor building just for the moment. As those bunkers will continue to finish. I'm just going to get those wrapped up. A few Marines popping out. Hatchery will be taking some shots. And this drone pushing up to the upper left-hand side. Also a little bit of a look in to see what is going on. As you see that Rotron coming into play. Overlord continue to come about here. Two Marines coming over. Queen is getting chased around. A couple of drones being chased at the same time. There goes the Queen. Here go the Lings. And the Queen over here is going to get picked away at a little bit as well. So more damage being done for the moment. Just about now. Well, this is really not too pretty of a situation for Dark. He had gone straight into the Roaches, but obviously building Roaches against the 2 racks is never really fun. Building Roaches against the 3 racks feels a little bit more doable. I guess this is kind of okay because it's 2 racks plus 3 bunkers, so it's still a lot more investment from the Terran than it typically would be for 2 racks. So the Marines jump back into the bunkers as the Roaches start to pop through. The Roaches will hummel back as Dark gets on supply block. He can morph in the Ravagers. And then he can start a corrosive bow through this. But no, he actually starts 2 more Roaches. He does not go for any Ravagers just yet. Supply blocked again now, waiting for that Overlord to finish. He has a bunch of gas. I really thought at least a couple of Ravagers. Some extra burst damage on these bunkers. We cancel up one of them, so he salvaged to get some money on the go. Factory's already building from Curia at home. The command center now starts on the high ground. He's aware with Roaches that the counterattack could be very potent. So he does not... he does not mess around in that regard. As those few extra Ravagers do finish up, and the bunkers will sit tight. As a few SCVs will continue to repair onto those. Bunkers continue to get brought back up to good HP here. We just have the starport still continuing through. A couple more corrosive bows. There is going to be the first bunker dropping. These Marines obviously can't really do much. They'll probably try and run away. I would say, yeah, take these Marines back home. And then at least you have a few units at home defensively as well, right, to help you out along the way here. Currently, these SCVs are repairing this bunker up. There should be a couple of attacks from the Ravagers this time, although we're going to lose one. These Marines probably obviously can't get home, so they will just attack onto whatever they can to take damage out. We knocked one Ravager down, because obviously the Zerg has to rebuild into a hatchery here. This is where Dark counters. This back here, yeah, already has one bunker up, and with the ramp being there as well, I think he should be fine. He's also going to get the starport onto the tech lab so he can begin the Banshee production to really ensure that he's going to be okay defensively against this, as our Ravagers continue back down to the bottom right to again try and get a little bit aggressive, try and find a way to push in and try and find something here on Site Delta. Orbital command is going to take place on the natural, as the Ravagers obviously not going to be able to do much with the Banshee out, so that means you're safe to take the natural here as Cure, and definitely has established himself what I would say is a pretty good control of these early moments. So yeah, just catching back up and moving back into things for a couple of moments here, and where we sit right now is a situation in which, obviously, I haven't really done much of an intro to this, guys, but these guys are both 1-0 in the group, so this is a match to go to 2-0, a chance to play into the playoffs with their series after this one. We obviously joined a little bit late today. Hero apparently took out Classic 2-0. We didn't catch our first series. We were covering the ESL Open Cup until just about now. So that was Hero 2-0 Classic. Again, we just joined Masters Coliseum a little bit late in time for the non-mirrored matchups. As you see, the Cyclone locking on. A couple Overlords taking damage. And that's going to be another benefit from Kira. Any Overlord or Dark you knock down is going to be a problem, and he gets supply blocked from it, so... And only just now starting a new Overlord, although I guess this hatchery finishes shortly, but that's not going to give him a lot of free supply to work with either, so that exactly ain't ideal. That ain't exactly ideal. But the Banshee comes through, the Ravager goes down, a couple Queens there to push this Banshee back a little bit as well. Still seeing our 1-1 upgrade stim pack. Reactor all coming through the lair, drones and Overlords building as well. And the barracks will peel back into the main where we drop down the reactor as well. Queen there pushing this Banshee around also. That Banshee ends up escaping away to the left-hand side of the map. So we escape back over in that direction. 1-1 upgrades, the combat shield all coming through also. Just got all that building for now as you see a few lava popping out the hatchery. Again, our lair finishing up. 8 more drones in production, couple Queens on the way. Extractors are coming through. That 1-1 combat shield's coming up from Kira as well. The additional barracks all building. So you just have the infestation pit, the roach speed being brought in as well right now. So we get all of that on the go. Marines and a couple of siege tanks from Kira will head towards the upper right hand side. Infestation pit's halfway done. Again, the roaches and roach speed building up. Dark playing into this 1-1 missiles into this roach style with the infestation pit too. Wants to maybe even add on a couple of infestors. May not be a rush into Hive. Obviously, Hive is not a bad thing against siege tanks. Get some Vipers out. Question will be, can Dark survive right now? Lacking army supply while playing roaches is quite concerning. As the first corrosive ball comes down as a warning shot, the next couple go towards the Marines, which will just split apart. We will get a couple of barrels onto the siege tank, but not enough to take it out, and this base is already in trouble. This is the third hatcher dog. This is not a fourth. Losing the third base is obviously devastating as we try and push through. And the teamless Dark is currently looking to be down a game because the proxy start here from Kira was just a little bit too good. He will pull back a little bit, just picking off roaches as he goes. Those roaches currently just melting against the 1-1. No upgrades is obviously rough too. Another way in which Dark will just trail behind. And Kira looking to, well, just continue by. Just going to see these couple of Ravagers still getting knocked down. The Roach is coming up as well. Our armory is about halfway done. The Queens get rid of the Banshee. And we drop into the main base where a few Marines unload. I'll just push those Overlords around a little bit as well. Maybe Kira for the most part cleaned up, but of course he'll have plenty of reinforcement back and home. Just needs to actually get those across the map. Currently just going to send Marines across. Maybe clean out some creep spread, because the next time he gets a real proper push going, it's probably going to be deadly. Dark is down a third, no third hatchery, so he's really in trouble. This is a horrible situation for him. There's really not much that saves you here. This is very, very tough, as we just have the Marines, the medevacs, moving back over the left-hand side. A couple of these creep tumors will continue to go down, so we target down a couple of those. Medevac loads off, goes elsewhere. Again, just knocking down creep spread, creating space for your next big push. Whether that's going to be with 2-2, which kind of started a bit late. We had 1-1 for quite some time. 2-2 has only really just started. One medevac around the top is going to head into the main base as well. As Dark just about gets reset onto a third base, the Terran's fourth is about to finish building. That's not the Terran, that's meant to be one base ahead, right? Is what this is coming down to right now. Marines and tanks is going to go onto the rocks, so rocks will take some shots. Approaches the Ravagers, a couple of infestors coming by. We knock the rocks down. We are going to see creep team is being picked away at also. Our Marines continue to move up. So going to see the Roaches and Ravagers still coming in as well. Catherine units up out down that low ground. 10 more Roaches, 9 more Ravagers being built in right here. QS sets up to potentially move up this ramp. The Roach leading the charge there is going to eat a siege tank shot as well. The Marines to stem up. Again, Ravager's going to be taking some shots perhaps. Just going to have ourselves the siege tank. Again, setting up toward the front for the moment. While Corrosive Bars is going to keep a medevac at bay. Balls come down. Tank already going to get smashed. Is going to see the rest of these tanks firing. Roach is going to take a lot of shots. And this is obviously just going to be... I mean, this should never be a fight. The Doc can come back in at all. And with tanks set up out the front, I mean, the Infestors and Fungals obviously give you a bit of a chance. That first Fungal, can't really see it because of the player cams, but I don't think there was much there. There really was not. And Dog will take a supply lead. But he's also down without any upgrades or anything, so... You know, he's being pushed. He doesn't have group spread to work with. There's a lot of deficits in this game for Dog as the rain of corrosive vials coming through. The Medivacs mostly dodge out of the way. Now they're going to eat some corrosive vials potentially with the Fungal going down. Then the Medivacs stop dodging. Wow, there was no vials onto the Medivacs during that as Kua keeps on pressing this position. A Liberator showing up. A couple more Siege Tanks pressing through. And we just continue to aim our way toward the front line here. Ravagers starting to press forwards. The flank on both sides is going to give you a good shot of clearing this out, maybe. I mean, Kua must have a bunch of bio that's just not been rallying across the map or something. There's there's just no way these fights should be looking like this. I feel like, maybe I am very wrong. Kua's actually down a lot of army supply here, and so Dog is going to come pushing through. Tank firing away, a couple of Ravagers getting shot at. Corrosive Vials will drop down. More bars coming out. A couple of Siege Tanks continuing through. GG is called, and Kua is going to take game 1. Alright, let's get into game number 2. As we have in the top right, our blue Terran player, this is Kua. While in the bottom left, our red Zergy is Dark. Patrick goes down. Rex gas coming through. SCV coming in. Barracks gets into place. Refinery coming in. Couple of Rex coming through. It's just going to be at the front, of course. We are going to build ourselves into the proxy. Not the proxy, but the forward racks Reaper style. That's going to be the plan here. That's our... Again, hatch gas and pool all coming up. Couple drones coming out. We will continue to hedge on forwards. Here we sit with this barracks just up in the main base for a few moments here. Reaper on the way out. Third barracks is going to be obviously very aggressive then from Kua. So it really wants to apply the pressure, really wants to again maybe edge out a lead in these early stages. Get into a very comfortable spot early. And then kind of figure it out from there, I suppose. So see what we do. See how things go as the Overlord continues to the upper right. A couple of Reapers coming out, the Orbital and the Barracks coming through. Hatch gas and pool coming up. Overlord, again, just overhead. Those Reapers continue to build by. Link speed is coming. The Klings and Queens are all producing. And that Reaper heads towards the natural expansion where couple drones, couple lings can take some shots. And obviously being a little bit of a intriguing spot, at least, as the Reaper continues to take a few hits. We go back, we kite away. Gonna be seeing our Reaper still coming up. The ling speed still coming through. A couple queens and a couple drones will continue by. The Overlord overhead is just gonna hang out there as well as the grenades will bop that queen backwards. Now a couple more shots coming through. So you have the queen continue to fight away. The Reaper still taking damage. Ling speed still about halfway done. And again, more Reapers just building here from Kua as we speak. So again, all those Reapers up and running. The grenades go down once more. You see the Queen still taking some damage. That command center coming through with the SCV also on the way at the moment. More Reapers moving up. Again, the Queens are going to be there to fight against those Reapers as Reaper number 1 already pulls back. Just going to dive through and looking for a little further damage. The Zerglings come forward slow, but no ling speed yet. But we're only 10 seconds or so away. Obviously, the Reapers are doing their job. They're keeping the third hatchery from building. There's still going to be a good amount of them on the map for fairly near future as well. Things move back around again. The rest of the Reapers joining up on the natural. You have the Stimpak starting the reactor building. See, transitions through to the next stage of the game. I like where Q has put himself. I mean, Dark has a lot of lings, and if they don't do anything at all, then it always feels bad, right, to have made that many lings and not necessarily be able to go and do much else with it. Drone still coming about, hatchery coming up. And +1 and Stimpak on the way in. The extra Marines are building through. The orbital command coming as we speak. And Dark is just going to go back down into the center of the map. We have ourselves a Stimpak and the +1 attack upgrade coming by. Starport still coming through. Hatchery in the front. Get ourselves the hatch finishing in a few moments' time. A couple of overlords still coming around. Our queen is also about to finish here. Again, a couple more creep tumors coming in. The extractor's building. The Zerglings are going to go jump onto the set of rocks in the center of the map as well. So just going to knock straight through those. As we open those rocks out, we'll be able to potentially keep up some further pressure as well. Our Reapers will fight and they get rid of a couple of creep tumors. The Zerglings have to take a step away. Obviously, the Marines are going to support this as well. Stim not far from finishing Cure with a fun little push. I feel like, does this do much if you don't have Stim right away? Not really. I feel like you kind of want Stim for those Marines to at least be powered up. Then the Reapers maybe help to keep the Lings away, and then that's what allows the Marines to really deal some damage throughout this, if I had to make a guess. Yo, Forgotten Feature Branch, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Appreciate it. So, so just trying to get home. The Lings are looking for the wraparound, but I think it's going to be very hard to find. I think there's enough units here to just about keep that away, and reinforcements are showing up too. This is important from Cure because obviously he's bringing the medevacs out, so it's only going to get better for him. This is not the time to have your units called Cure. I mean, after being so cautious bringing his Marines back, he just completely ignores the fact that he just saw all the Lings right there. Like, he knew they were nearby. He knew they were around. He knew Dark was lurking. You can see Cure on his face. I mean, he was on 2 bases only. He's not set up on a 3rd. He just threw this game away. That is game losing. And for the sake of not waiting 2 extra seconds for everything to join together, right? Literally for the sake of just not wasting 2 more seconds for everything to be together instead of a little bit spread out. He got over eager, and I get that you want to get across the map ASAP, but he's not going to fight until the other Marines get there anyway. And yeah, that's just... I think that's a very bad mistake from Cure, because the one thing you need to do in this scenario is to not lose your units. If you lose your units, the entire power of your push is gone. This entire game becomes much more difficult to play, especially when you're 2 base committed. You don't have a 3rd behind it, only just now building the 3rd hatchery. Don't love that at all as our Marines come back through over this direction. Gonna be heading towards the main base. Queen's in position. Gonna push back a couple of medevacs. But yeah, obviously Cure now going to try and play catch-up, but Dark will have a good eco lead to start off with from here, so he's going to be in a good spot there. And credit to Dark, because obviously he created and found himself the opportunity to make this happen as well. He was able to really be able to, again, find that chance, right? That only happened because Dark was being so active out on the map and was continuing to hunt and really make something happen out of it. It's done in the end as our Wing Bane still gathers. The Marines going to grab another Zergling there. A few more Lings and Banes taking some shots as well. And the Hive is about halfway done with a few more Banelings coming up also. A couple of good Jimmers now starting to get chipped away at. As these tanks press forward and the other Lings looking to come in from the other side. Looking to wrap around. A couple Lings get taken out. Going to be seeing the Banelings coming through. Here we go. Medevac's probably just going to have to evacuate these Marines. Let the tanks do what they can. We'll let the Marines fight on the low ground while they're, in something of a choke point. Find whatever value we can there, and Cure does okay. Let's see how the Marines are Heading up to the top side for a drop. Obviously, creep spread is starting to get through the center of the map as well because Q has not applied as much pressure as he should have done early enough. As now he comes back through. Dog was actually counter-attacking. He doesn't have a lot of units at home. Maybe some opportunity to get something done here as Q targets down a bunch of banelings. I mean, very well done. One of the better trades he could have found. He's unloaded on the upper left, so again, he will position over there. The Queens defend the main, as these Marines will just try and find a couple of drones. Q is putting full focus onto that. Lifts up, backs away. Just chip damage, but it's something. And Dark at 64 drones is no longer continuing to just drone up into a crazy level. As the Ultra Cavern continues by, the Adrenal Glands coming up, the 2-2 melee upgrades all coming in. Our Lings jumping onto that orbital on the third base, so just jumping through that for the moment. Some more Marines coming by. 2-2 upgrades still coming up. Our Marines are still there to push the Ling Bane further back. Ultra Cavalry coming around. Our Marines are pushing the Lings away also. Bane's just going to be crashing through. The Marines load up once again. And the Marines moving into the upper left-hand side. And those medevacs just going to be seeing the rest of the medevacs around the bottom also. Text fire. Defense good from Q. Supplies are evening out a bit. I know Dark has dived into a lot of hive tech, and that's where a lot of his money will be going, but I do not think that Q would be catching back up supply-wise. To this extent, at the very least, like, you know, Zerg's oftentimes able to keep a lead in supply while also teching. Just him to make sure the Marines can run into the medevacs fast enough there, apparently. As Adrenal Glands not far from being done. Kindness Plane too. That may be the biggest issue from Q, is that Kindness Plane is not easily dealt with, and Ultra's not easily dealt with unless he has more tech on the map. And currently, the tech on the map from Q is literally just bio-mine, which is not exactly ideal. Not in the slightest. Marine stim over here. The Bane's going to try and find that. Widowmine shot only just goes off on a couple of units initially. There are some burrowed Banes around the map as well that Q will have to be cautious of. Opportunities for Dark to land some big connections there and to maybe tilt things further in his favor. Going close coming through. The +3 attack is coming up. A couple more medevacs and the Marauder coming out as well. Overseer's still just chilling around as our Ultra coming up. Again, Overlord speed building. And a Bullock Synthesis coming through. +3 melee, producing as our single Zergling continues forward. Parasite bombs is going to drop down onto those medevacs, continue to chase those further away. Marines will unload once again. Just going to run through the acceleration zone there. Widowmine fires onto a couple of Lings. Job well done on that one. Again, there's those Banelings that are burrowed around here and there, but they're not quite in position just yet. If Q had stimmed towards this hatchery, he maybe would have run through them. As the Ultra shows up, it's just going to be a lifting back away, so still no opportunity for burrowed Banelings to be the game savers or the game changers that they might have wanted to try and find themselves as over the last couple of moments. Bane of Dark resumes gathering together. 3-3 melee upgrades on the way now. A little about even with the Terran upgrades. Both of them have the attack upgrade a little ahead of the armor. So a slight, like I say, pretty decent comparison for the moment still. There's our 24 more additional Zerglings still producing through. The Ling Bane still wanting to run into that Bioforce. Trying the best there to get something done. And because of shells coming up, our Lings continue through. Widowmines will burrow in these Zerglings. It's going to get blasted by the Widowmines initially. The Widowmines are very good. As Dark kind of haphazardly runs in, I want to say. Now, don't get me wrong, there's still damage being done, but 6 SCVs only for the moment. A few more Lings running through, and this Bioforce is able to deal with these Lings. That one Ultra is really the hope you have of doing something different here, as every single Zergling will go down, and I do not know if I really love this at all for Dark. I feel like Dark has had a lot of moments like this year, well, this past year, where he just sort of is like, cool, I feel like I can take a fight, and he just takes a horrendous fight, and it's like, well, I don't think you can, and Dark's sitting there at the end of it all like, huh, that really didn't work out very well, did it? No, Dark, it really did not a lot of the time. Quite frequently seems to go wrong for you, unfortunately. As you see the bio Let's here once again, just to again push those queens away. Queen's getting pushed back. Another little Widow Mine shot or two coming out as well. Oh, Bio still fighting. A couple of Queens taking damage. Shots continued through. Plus 3 armor coming about to finish up as well. The extra Ghosts. And the Liberator also producing now. These Widow Mines. I'm going to get a shot on some Banelings. I also get to blow up a little bit. Dark still being the aggressor. Tell you what Dark does have, obviously, is a lot of the map. At some stage, Q has to make that next move forward, which is the move into the 5th base. If he can do that successfully, that's when you can absolutely say that this game is still very winnable for Q. Before that point, it's very difficult. Like you know, for as well as Q trade and as good as Q brought himself back into this, he still needs to get to the point where he can take a 5th base. And right now, the Widow Mines are making a pretty good case for that to happen. You see our additional refineries on the far right-hand side. Dark obviously just has base after base of his own, owns every base on the map that he should do if this base were, or if this map was to be split in half. Plus one missiles coming through, the additional overseers coming out. Those still producing as we have the Liberator sieging, and a couple of tanks get set. These Widow Mines are going to spread out just a little further as well. As Kira will sit defensively and, like I say, try and draw himself down to another base in this game. The drop lords start up in production, so Dark is looking to find ways to be aggressive, and again, he just does not want to let QF really get to another base. He wants to do the absolute best he can to ensure that nothing really comes of that in general, so see Dark kind of aim towards that right now. Ling Bane Ultra coming about. The Bio is going to stem through here for the moment. Is chilling, the Overlord's loading up. It's a lot of Lings. Ready to go running through there. The Bio knocks down a few more of those Changelings as well. And yeah, these Dropper Lords are going to make their way to the upper right. Here we go, Bio spreading out. We are going to see a couple of Widow Mine shots going through. The Banes are going to continue to charge forward. Good shots going off. Defense is decent from Kuro once again. Let's see what it does against these Dropper Lords. It's a lot of Lings. He's going to have to bring a serious amount of units back here to deal with this. He's also going to have Lings running in here at the same time. Actually, what I do like is that he has units nearby on the top side at least, so that will speed up this process. The picture-in-picture is going to show the Dropper Lords while we see the main push coming through again, but still no way to deal with those Liberators, so they push back easily. And 6 SCVs only going down. There's still a lot of Lings to lose, so honestly, don't love this, and especially if some of those Dropper Lords go down still. We're going to snipe down a couple. We actually have more snipes available. We should really keep sniping, because if you snipe down the full ones, that's a lot more supply loss from Dark, and we do lose the full ones, so yeah, that works out quite nicely. Another couple snipes, and we kill off more of the Dropper Lords, and again, that just keeps adding up. As we do see Dark still progressing on the map, do not get me wrong. He's now taking that bottom 6 o'clock base with creep all around it. Kira has to do nothing else but defend here. He just has to sit there and just hope and pray that he can tank some of these hits. And that again, eventually he can maybe survive long enough and keep bases up, most importantly as well. We need some ghosts to snipe these Ultralists right now. But the Banelings are going to start coming through. Here comes the flanking army from the bottom side of Kira, the reinforcements from the other base. He now needs to focus all in one place. The orbital has to lift off on the 3rd. As we do see the last straggling units of Dark will start to go down. A lot of his supply right now is in the reproduction lines. So that is a factor as these Marauders will finish off the Ultra. The Ghost still being chased down, though we lost one more. Obviously, every Ghost you have to try and replace here as Kira is expensive. I really feel as though Kira is going to go back to slapping himself about that opening of this game where he got those Lings, Marines caught by the Lings. Because he just never got to play his plan here on Solaris. He never got to do what he was originally aiming for. Widow Mines go off, a few more Zerglings going down. We do have our Liberators still coming over. SCVs are going to get jumped on. Widow Mines still crashing into some of these Zerglings as again Kira will find every bit of defense he can, but he is quite simply outmassed when it comes to economy. And so eventually Dark should just overwhelm sooner rather than later, it would seem. Medivac's coming about. Our Ling Hydra still gathering. Libs continue to fire through. A couple more Lings going down. You have this army of Q still pressing up to the top. Ling Hydra is going to come over here. The bio will stem and teams will continue over. Just seeing our Libs, Marines, and Marauders still continue to come by for the moment. Just going to be seeing our Liberator continue to fight. This will go down. Command Center going to be continue to get chipped away at. Hydras will fight as well. And Evacs overhead. We just have ourselves +3 missiles. Lingbane still producing. 1 abduct, 2 abduct. Liberator is going down immediately. The bio still stemming forward. Banelings trying to get onto that Bioforce. Trying to reach across there. 12 SCVs going down. The base will fall. And Kira's chances in this game continue to dwindle and die. Yeah, I mean, he still has a strong-ish army. He really needs to hold the next base along if he wants some chance. But mines like that, of course, will only help Kira. They will give him a little bit more of an opportunity, a little bit more hope to lean upon for the moment. And a couple of Libs sieging up as well here. And as we chip through, obviously this orbital does not look as though it's going to survive the day. Right, Nidus right at the front there. Not sure what the Nidus is for, unless that was like a, I'm trying to protect some of these units. Interesting choices. We now run back though. We have to split up this ramp. Siege Tank got some shots off. The Liberator is getting a lot of shots off. Dog is still losing a lot of supply. I mean, he is not exactly playing a cheap game here. He's having to use every little bit that he can to make things work. These things are still going to run up. The Hydras and the Vipers as well are going to run by. Going to see ourselves a Dark army that is just trying to, again, whittle down that Terran force. Going to rotate back over here. Quick rotations on the attacking pathway to really get into this forward base. So you can kind of change direction almost immediately. This orbital is going to take a lot of damage. The Liberators sieging up again. I wonder if it's just worth building the Spire simply to deal with the Libs. You build 4 more Vipers, which might be a more overarching, kind of better way to just deal with this, but he just needs to deal with the Liberators. It feels like they are the one thing stopping him from kind of continuing to take fights right now. They're finding so much damage every single time they trade. The Liberators are just getting so many shots off. And it might just be on a few Lings and a few Banes, but the numbers go up and the Liberators do not go down, so you're essentially finding free damage in those situations. As Kua continues siege, the Bio continues forward, a couple of parasitic bombs going down. So there's the Vipers being put to use as Kua is going to get himself all the way down to denying this location. Is this being a Lingbane Hydra army now a little bit worrisome for Dark? Especially if he doesn't manage to break through. Again, these Liberators are really controlling the area so well. You lose a base here from Dark, and Kua is taking a few SCVs of damage on a counterattack. Dark has built back up to being max. He's 25 army supply ahead. Typically that should mean very good things for Zerg. Parasitic bombs going down that will finish off a couple of these Liberators. Ducked as well to get rid of another, so some of the, again, key units that are holding you together here as Kua are now being removed from the equation. And the Liberator just gets abducted through, so the Vipers are providing an answer, and Kua is going to type GG for a moment. Kua gave him some hope, but it was not enough hope in the end. Into the next game here in the Masters Coliseum, so we move through into Kua Dark game number 3. Kua is our Terran, Dark will be our Zerg. As it gets set off into this map number 3. Kua's just gonna proxy racks on the bottom half of the map. Oh ho ho. Kua really playing very aggressively. And that last game clearly had a build lined up as well. And this is going to be 3 racks proxy. So last game was the 2 racks with the triple bunker wall. This is going to be 3 racks. So everything that he's doing just has a very aggressive tone to it. Throughout this series here against Dog today, he is absolutely coming in firing to try and just, again, get leads and advantages early and not have to play those later stages. drone... Oh no, this drone opens up the minerals and is then gonna check out over here before he takes a hatchery. Well, the drone just made it even easier for the Zerg for the Terran player to come through. Doesn't even have to let the SCVs mine minerals or anything to open this out. He moves forward now. Oh, he realizes, okay, cool, you mined the gap. Well, Doc didn't actually see it, so up we go. Third hatch going down super quickly is not a good sign. Doc doesn't know. You keep those units out of vision as well, so you really still don't know here as Doc. As now we're going to go into the natural. Bunkers will start coming down, and Doc is going to have to start responding to this. The third hatchery does not help you in this situation. Unless if you let it finish, and it actually does finish, then obviously brilliant. You can see the big drone pull. He needs to stop this setup from happening. He very much so knows that. As the Marines start to put their work in, 4 Marines are going to kite against these drones. They should be able to do very well. Surround comes down. 2 Marines get caught. Still 3 Marines available outside of the surround, though. First Zergling going to go down quickly. We need to be denying the bunker behind this. We'll check in on that soon. This is already 8 workers killed. Now 9, and we still have an SCV as well. Now the hatchery cancels. Well, the bunker actually finished up as well. Can we get into it? Can we protect this bunker? I do not think so. We get forwards here. Marines will get in. Okay, we will save the bunker. The SCV is going to get targeted down, though. To get back in the bunker for a moment, take down some extra lings. Again, value every single unit will count at the moment. As you can see, Q having to kite backwards there. And we'll come forward once more with the few additional Marines that he still has coming through. A little bit of scouting across the map from Dark. He's going to see a full wall off, and he will not be able to do anything else there. First Spinecrawler now starting up, but of course, is still building 3 Marines at a time. That's a lot of damage output, especially if he starts to eat through the Queens. I mean, 1 Queen is getting very low. If you lose that Queen, that is troublesome. The Marines will see an Overlord there too. That's actually would be really good to get, but it's going to get to high ground, I believe, before it's an issue. You need to get that low HP Queen. That's the one with the energy, and that's the reason why it pulls backwards. The Spinecrawler will finish soon. The Marines are going to press forward again here. Like I say, they seem to know they need to do something. Doc waiting on an Overlord, but with the Spine up, we're going to be safe, and we're going to build a command center as Q back at home. And this game will continue on. Wild little situation. As the Marines continue to gather up. Another couple of spine crawlers going down. Command center's coming in. Again, a couple of refineries building. So we got us all set up across the board. Ling's poking up, seeing the depots just going to back away themselves. Barracks is going to fly back over here. He's going to have that Overlord taken out. And you have the Overlord coming through. A couple extractors taking damage. The Overlord's going to pop in a couple moments as well. As that first reactor goes down, the Orbital is going to move over towards the natural also, so you get that into position. Bunker continuing up for Cure. With that bunker finishing up on the low ground, we have a few Zerglings still moving to the center. No Ling speed, it only just starts now. And where do we stand? Dark obviously was able to re-drone, 38 drone workers at the moment. Obviously Dark only just now starting up his third hatch again though, so that's going to be a little bit delayed compared to what it might have originally been. Impact continues, a couple of refineries are building. The starport is on its way as well. Again, the lair, the drones, the queen, the Ling speed. Bit of everything on the way from Dark, the Baneling Nest included. As he gets into the next step of this game, he'll likely just want to get that Bane speed started ASAP. Well, Signy, you can sometimes play the Mutas. Queen's coming about. Ling's going to be able to get a little bit of a grab here and there. Just seeing ourselves the stim pack continue through. The couple medevacs and marines all coming by. The engineering bays are about to be done. Failing nest finishes. The few drones on the way, and the orbital command will land down onto the third in a moment or so. Into position as our single Zergling shows up, and Marine will be good to knock that Zergling down. So that goes down without an issue. The Marines coming forward are now going to pick their way through the set of rocks as well, so that will also be falling. And just having ourselves +1/+1. Stimpak coming through. Melee upgrades, carapace upgrades, the Baneland speed continue to come about as well. All these Marines from Kua out down to the south. A couple of Lings is going to get, Marines going to get there, get rid of a couple of Lings. Spinecrawler going to move through as well. The Marines are still gathered up. And again, the Queens and the Lings are going to pull back from Dark for a moment as the medevacs will join in, and we are going to go and, well, press through. Let's see how Kura is looking. Army supply-wise, he's got a lot. Obviously, this really depends on if Banelings can get some connections or not here, as there really is not a lot of units at all. If it's really just this set of Lings and Banes, then plus reinforcements, he don't mind being able to stick around a little bit longer there. He's going to respect Dark. He's going to back it up, though. Oh, that was actually a moment. You're starting to see the supply lead overall tilt into Kura's favor. Like I say, a little bit of respect coming through for the moment. One minute if that goes down here. Just unnecessary. Trying to push it a little bit too far. The defense of Dark, very good this far as well. Continue to do very well. Right there, as we just have another few Banes coming down the bottom side. So they're going to commit through also. And we just have, again, 1-1 upgrades, the combat shield coming by. The 2-2 melee upgrades still coming up from Dark, with groove spines along with it. And SAC on the 4th base. On the 3rd base, getting established right now as well. Well, Kira had the supply lead for a little bit, and it's starting to go back into Dark's favor now. Because look, Kira didn't really do all that much with this. Let's just see still how it is pressing forward, and the Marines coming by again. A couple more groove tumors as we go. The 2-2 upgrades coming about. The 2-2 on the side of Dark with the groove spines coming in. The Marines will load back into the medevacs once again. And just having ourselves the station bit producing through from Dark. So getting that on the way. The Marines load back into the medevacs one more time. And just get that up and ready to go. With the army gathering the medevac into the bottom side of the map now from Kua. Still trying to keep some pressure up, but for the 4th base coming in, it's very likely that this game is going to slow down once again. Back to that kind of later stage. And just going from there once more. Marines keep moving about. Our hive coming up, our Ling's on the way. 2-2 melee upgrades, and Muscle Augment still building with the drilling claws coming in. The one vehicle plane also producing. As our Ling's still whacking away on that set of rocks. So damage being done. Our Marines will stim it up. Pushing forward over here as you see the Zerglings wanting to come around. They are going to start running in. Widowmine shot is good onto a group of Zerglings. Damage being done. Marines pull back over the right-hand side. Another CC will get put into place. Widowmines are being built up. And again, Marine Marauder still coming through. The Ling is still moving to the center, taking the watchtower as we go. And the Ling is going to run by. It's going to grab a few more Marines. It's going to be seen even more Marines are going to go stemming it up. As Kua sits 170 supply to the 200 at the moment. For a few Lings going down, just going to scan up this ramp. We stim further forwards. And we see the Lings, the Banes, the Queens don't want to be there. The Bio continues to try and trade. We split up a little bit as well. Widowmine is going to be going off all over the place. A bunch of Widowmines going down. And this Ling Bane Hydra Force continue to come through. Medevac Secure boosting away as well. Still have the 3-3 coming up on the side of Q as we continue to bring that into play. It's going to be seen Dark, though, again, and dive forward. The Banelings going to find the Widow Mines before they're able to burrow, and now the Widow Mines continue to drop. Siege Tank getting jumped on as well. A good push forward from Dark. It will come to a close. He does not want to give up these Hydras by continuing to press through. Could potentially just put him into more trouble than it's worth, so it's going to back away for a moment from that. Still gathering. A couple of Widow Mines will start a siege. We do get the 3 upgrades building through as well. A couple more Marauders and the +2 vehicle plane also producing. Got the Sensor Tower coming through, and the refinery still building up as well. Burrow and the +3 carapace. +1 missiles continue to come about for the moment as our bio is going to dive forward again. Nice stream quality drop down. Oh. The Masters Coliseum clean feed has not been as good quality this week as the World Team League had been. See our medevac's loading back up. We're going to retreat away. Still tank shots from the high ground, pushing through, and the Lings taking damage. A lot more Lings continue to produce as our 3 upgrades come through. The +2 vehicle plane is coming out. With Marauders, medevacs, and Widow Mines still all coming into production for the moment. Bio dives through, the couple of those queens being picked apart. Bio gets back over, the couple of creep teamers still dying. Widow Mine shoots, a few more Zerglings are going down as well. Everything else continues to come by. The Bio Force still fighting by this as well. Also some extra Banelings going off. Connections all around. 60 more Zerglings coming through from Dark. Once again, +3 melee and +3 carapace continue up. Also +2 missiles. Dark with the triple Evo upgrades. However, Cure hits the gold base, and he is going to start working his way through that as the tank gets abducted by the Blinding Cloud to try and stop the bio. It makes him step into the Banes. The hatch will go down, however. It's going to cost Cure almost everything. The medevac's going down there too, as Dark is able to at least salvage some value out of his gold base falling. The Widow Mines here will go off. Actually, one of them gets a big shot off, and actually this Widow Mine as well is going to set up for a big connection as Dark didn't see it, didn't micro against it, did not know what was going on there. Again, the +2 missiles and the +3 melee is still building on the side of Dark, so still bringing those up. Additional Hydras coming through. And this command center is just going to flow back across to the 12 o'clock position for now. I will finish off that score. Again, the Lurker Den coming up. Fire still firing through. A couple of Widow Mines are set up here. Zergling is still trying to dive forward. One Widow Mine connected onto a lot of those Lings. The Widow Mine will connect through as well. PSCV is trying to fight back, but Bio continue to trade. We do have the defense on the other side of the map. Good from Cure. Takes one Banelin shot into the mineral line, loses about 4 SCVs. That obviously could have been a whole lot worse, so that really does still come out in a pretty okay place. Bio still moves across. We're still trying to see a bit more of what else is on the go. Relocate over here, and our defense continues. I'll sign you this map, which has a lot of bases to it, right? So solutions aren't found here quickly. Those Vipers weren't meant to be there. That was just a mistake from Dark, and he capitalizes on it by dropping the parasitic bombs. I mean, it's a capitalization. It was still bad. You lose the base. As the Bio comes through, the Hydras get pushed back. The Overseers as well. Single SCV runs across to go try and repair up that orbital command, or that command center. And still coming up. The size expand still coming through. +3 missiles also on the way currently from Dark. We do have ourselves those couple of additional CCs being established. Cure knows that this game is likely going to be drawn out long, so he's going to take the patient approach of, again, getting those extra bases up, knowing he's going to need to go there. More of these Banes getting knocked around. We do see, again, the seismic spies, +3 missiles, all coming through as well. The rest of this Bio army still pressing forward. A couple of these Banes getting knocked away at. Hydra's, again, in some trouble. 6 Liberators at a time here, really delving deep into this latest stage of this game. We do see the Zerglings are running through here, looking to get a wraparound. Widow Mines are going to go off on a bunch of the Lings, and again, not efficient starts for Dark. He's taken a lot of bad Widow Mine shots this game. The Widow Mines have been absolutely huge in their connections. Rest of those Banes still continuing to gather together. The few Lurkers are going to press out to the upper right side. So again, we move forwards here. This up turret will shoot up at the Overseers a little bit. A couple of Libs will be sieging. And we do have our Bio able to stand there and fight. The Ling Bane going to start moving through. The Lurkers really will continue to come just all the way by right now as you see the Seismic Spine, the Lurker Spines coming through. Q does take a lot, but the Liberators are starting to play cleanup. But the Scanny's going to start killing off Lurkers as well, and the Lurkers trying to retreat away. Well, they are not in Liberator range anymore. They will burrow up for whatever further damage can be dealt. 20 SCVs down with this, but the base of Q survives. He is on the bottom side of the map with a few units. I'm not sure what those are on the 6 o'clock, but well, he's got to try and deal with Niduses around the map as well. So far, keeping up with that. Both players have money to spend, similar amounts of it, and Q with a little bit of a supply lead already as we continue through. One more Nidus up in the main. Ghost still producing extra Libs coming by. Our Bio will jump onto this Nidus as well. A couple of Libs moving forward to join up with the rest of these forces. The only base not on the map taken right now is the 11 o'clock that would belong to Cure should every base be taken evenly. Obviously, Dark might want to try and stretch forwards and take that, and that's exactly why Cure scans it, because he's thinking, well, if he doesn't have that base, I'm very happy to hold these bases for now. If he does take that base, I want to try and make sure he doesn't mine minerals that are meant to be mined. So he knows now he doesn't have to currently focus up there. So that's a really good information-based scan. And that obviously just tells you also a bit about where Dark is at. He's not comfortable enough to start just dropping bases on that top side, as Q seemed to think he might have been. Planetary Force might be in trouble, but it's going to be a base for a base. As this Planetary will go down. We have the Ghost line up some snipes, so the Lurkers will start to drop. I love the Nidus already preemptively there, so the Lurkers can just unburrow and hop straight in. The Ghost did have to take a step back, and so this Nidus escape plan does work this time around. Time comes down, Marauders get some shootouts again, a few Vipers, Lings and Banes coming through. The additional Libs building from Kua. Well, Lings around the right, just going to go streaming up there. Missile turret going to get jumped on immediately. As you see the jump in, the Ghosts, etc. continue to come through, and Bio4 still fighting. A couple Lib shots coming out. Single Zerglin still nibbling up at the SCV. Now this Liberator on the bottom side going to get sieged as well. So still harassment going through on Dark, who actually has 88 drones. His economy is very comfortable. Any workers you get rid of Cure is going to be a nice little dub that I think you'll absolutely take and pocket away without any further questions at the moment. More Liberator shots. Lingbane still gets pushed back here. We do have more Ghosts, Libs, and everything coming through. The Lurkers are going to press forward. They're going to get burrowed. They're going to make their way straight onto this Planetary Fortress as everything else from Dark pushes up through here. The Liberators are going to siege. We're just going to be seeing our Ghosts firing shots. Lurkers will pick off the base on the far right-hand side. And plenty more Ghosts and Libs and everything. Seeing those Lurkers jumping back into the Nidus. So let's see now Adrenal Glands coming up. And again, a little bit more Lingbane Hydra coming through. The army still spreading out in a big way. You see again 15 SCVs go down, the Bio pushing forward. The Parasite Bomb hit by that hitting on that Lib is actually going to splash onto the Medevac. The Parasite Bombs actually in general doing very well for themselves right there across the board, able to get some good connections. We've seen Ling being high, just still pushing through, continue to press in. We're just going to see a couple of these libs still getting knocked away at. So Dark trying to progress forward, but this was a very expensive push in. He lost a lot, and Kira did not lose anywhere near as much. So we're seeing our defense on the right side looking okay. Obviously, that top side base I told about before is one that Dark is now taking. That might be one you want to try and stop from Kira. That, or you maybe eventually want to try and take the bottom base. That seems a little bit more of a reach, though. Alright, we'll kite back. There's going to be seeing the Liberator. It's going to get abducted through. The line shots going off. The Ghosts are going to split apart, go after some more of those Zerglings. These Lings will continue to fire forwards. A lot of these SCVs continue to drop. The Banes are going to get on top of all of these Ghosts, and Kira losing a lot right there. A lot going down. Liberator's Ghost Bio will continue to press to the top side. He's going to see those libs starting to activate onto the overseers for a few moments. More snipes coming about. You're going to see another Nidus network coming through as well. Into the main base, this one, as Dark drops it in. The Marines are going to turn around. It's going to go after that. The Liberators are going to go after a lot of these Zerglings. Nidus is going to get a few Lurkers out. That's not going to be taken down at all. The Lurkers will do very well in Dark. He's going to find Kira at the moment in actually a little bit of a pit of money. He doesn't have the money to rebuild no longer, so this becomes a little bit of a problem here for our Terran. The Liberators will see jump. These Lurkers can obviously jump out and jump back in, but I think Dark is maybe kind of making some big plays right here because, again, he's holding the extra bases. He's denied that that 12 o'clock Akira as well. So again, Kira is really missing mind that he kind of just needs 25 minutes into this game. Things run up over here. That base at least goes down, so that's one location lost from Dark. But he's rich. 4K, 2K available currently. He has so much money already. The rest of this bio moves back through. Out down to the south we go. Another Bane morphing in. A couple of Lings coming up. The Liberators are there, sieged up and playing well defensively. His army is still huge, and that's going to be an issue for Dark. Punching through this is not going to be easy. As the Liberator will still come around, he's going to siege up. We have ourselves a few Marines that are going to dive into the Nidus on that main base, so we'll pick that Nidus off. The Liberators will siege again. One Lib taken down immediately by those Hydras. The fire pushes through, we lose 5 more, 6 more drones. Now the counterattack at Dark is like, okay, I'm just going to go elsewhere. Widow Mines have still been a big part of this game for Q. Dark hit a lot of bad Widow Mine shots. Things continue to come through. Slip gets abducted, everything coming across. We're now just going to start pushing our way through onto this orbital. A couple of libs getting sieged up right now. The orbital will fall very shortly. The Bioforce still pushing forwards. Nidus network will go down. Libs in the mine still coming through. 4 libs, 3 mines, 6 SCVs, all being produced at the moment here as we just have. We'll continue to build by. The Lings in the bottom side as well, getting set up. They're still getting themselves siege. A few Lings and Crit Team is continuing out as well. Everything else continues to gather. Planetary fires off one shot. Just going to be seeing the libs again. Head of X2 moving back around. And a couple of CCs go down over the far left-hand side. The Lings are going to run forward. Overseers overhead. The Bane Hydra going to show up as well. Jumping onto the SCVs and Mules. The Nidus goes down in the main base. We are going to be seeing some Ghosts sniping up these Vipers. Well, 5 Vipers just died in Dark. Immediately a response there on the camera. You can see that he is disappointed in that. Yeah, that was a lot of workers, a lot of Vipers lost. He has Lurkers in the main base again. Kira who recently has drawn that economy of Dark down and has been able to survive through his own kind of issues with the bank. He's now being able to rebuild a bank. He's been able to reset things in a pretty decent way. Extra libs continue to produce. This is going to run by, just going to be seeing our SCVs all taking a bunch of damage. But that location will be broken down. The Hydras and the Banes coming across. Hydra's going to jump onto a bunch of these Liberators as Dark is going to be able to knock those down. Cure, with the rest of this army still moving around the center. Hatch at the top side goes down as well as the bio units there able to pick that off. These other Hydras coming through too. My shot's still going. A few more of these lings still being picked away at. We do have another lib getting sieged up right here, and we just still have the Liberators continue to get going. Hydras and Banes coming across. Lings coming over. The bio unit's getting jumped on. Sentry will go down, and our Hydras will still go after the command center. The orbital into the bottom right will set up as well. We're still trying to delve towards that base here. 160 to 130 supply at the moment. As our Bioforce continues to push forwards here, still looking for a little bit of an opportunity down on this bottom side. Dark sitting at, again, just 160 supply at the moment. Can't really seemingly hold on against some of these Bioforces. The Terran army is still huge, although if you can pick up a little bit, that would be great. This planetary will go down, but maybe at the cost of a few of these Hydras and so on, which is obviously not exactly cheap. Viper's still coming through. The parasitic bombs are diving in as well. The rest of the libs will siege. Dark sitting with 2k. 2k in the bank though, so he has the rebuild potential to get back up a little further. He is going to catch again just a little group of units over here. The Liberators are still trying to develop, and again, the absolute scraps of this game is what this is coming down to. Dark cannot afford to lose too many more units. He really has, again, a bit of a bank to spend, but otherwise, he needs to clean out this Terran army. If he does, then Cure is not really able to rebuild himself. Dark is also not exactly in beautiful rebuilding position. As we flick over the 30-minute marker of this game, Dark has Infestors and Vipers in production. And I love that. More spellcasters to aid you in these final battles, because the spellcasting could be the game-changing thing. Is the most likely thing to be, the most impactful. As a Widowmine goes down, the Liberators are still sieged up atop that ramp. The Infestors coming out, the Vipers still coming through. A couple more missile turrets are building. This Nidus will pop out a whole bunch of Lurkers already. And they're going to get set up in the main as... Well, Ling Hydra gets pulled back around. Just again, going to be seeing those Lurkers continue to come through. The Liberators are going to siege up. They are going to go jump back into the Nidus once again. Going to be seeing SCVs, couple of refineries still coming about, fungal growth going down. Obviously, the defense is going to make it hard for Dark to justify an attack forward. You can see those lurking Infestors thinking about what they might want to try and do, as a couple of Widowmine shots are going to lead into this army. Fire going to stand there and fight. The Overseers get turned around. A couple more Widowmine shots to help push those Overseers back, just for now. Still fighting through again. The rest of this Lingbane Hydra still pushing out. The Bio will fight. The Banes are going to come through. A couple snipes coming down already. We'll see a couple of libs coming around right now. We just have ourselves the Army of Dark trying to find its position through right now. Trying to find out where it should and where it could attack. These Lings are going to flood on forwards. Just going to try and break through this planetary position. Not even planetary position, just this orbital position. There's an Infest that's going to pop up, drop the fungal. The Lings are going to try and capitalize on that. Widowmines have gone off here, have all been spent. Curious supply dropping. Dark's army supply maybe not enough to keep going. Parasitic bombs going down will kill one Liberator that's nearby. A Parasitic bomb Medevac's going down too. The splash damage is adding up. We're now 124 to 90 supply. And this game is really going to come down to the final scraps of units at this stage, which is really kind of crazy. Another base tries to get set up here from Q. You've just floated over, trying to find any bit of economy possible. Guys, there was a point in this game I thought Q probably could have just fought the army and ended it at like 9 minutes. And it has been a 20+ minute duel since then, and they really did duel back and forth heavily. I mean, we are one fight away from one player winning this. I wouldn't even say who. The amount of the map that you own right now is... Yeah, the amount of the map you own right now is not even really... doesn't matter that much because you only have so much mining. I guess it could matter if it comes to some sort of like an elimination situation. Let's see how our planetary fortress taking a few hits. The orbital command going to get up to the top. Let's see how our extra Hydra's coming through as well. A few drain lanes also move on by. Widowmine going to get a few kills. You got to be careful about those. Try not to let them get too many shots up. Look, because we've got the planetary, everything else gathering together. This army of Cure needs to just find good fights somehow. The Vipers, Parasite bomb all these Liberators. Yeah, just get rid of them, right? Get rid of the Libs, get rid of the freedom from above. Open up the ground attack. Cure doesn't have much else to hang on with. GG has to be called, and Dark